Welcome to We Love Deck Builders, the podcast dedicated to empowering deck industry pros to construct a thriving business. Join your host, April Edwards, founder of Deck Builder Marketers, as she brings you a cheat sheet of industry secrets and strategies that promise to boost your deck building business. Whether you're a battle-tested pro or just starting your entrepreneurial journey, this podcast is your arsenal for expert insights and actionable advice. So tune in and let's carve a path to business growth, one insight at a time.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's a long intro, huh?
Yeah.
I think we need to change that puppy. We've been doing this for a while. We can adapt.
It's a good little song, though. I always do a little dance when I hear it.
Yeah, it kind of brings the energy a little bit. I like it. Anyway, it's good to have you here. I always like to just kind of chitty chat for a little bit and try and get some folks to come on in. As usual, if you guys are here, please share those comments and feedback and ask for advice with any of your marketing. I mean, we got a great topic today, but we're really here to help. So if you have any questions, let us know. Take advantage of your time with us today. And if you're listening to the podcast and not the live podcast, no, we do this every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And you can follow us on all the socials. Just go to any profile with the handle at deckbuildermarketers.com and you can see us live and you can join in, which is great. And we love it. I don't always want to talk. I want to hear from you guys. So. Well, Jessie, how are things in your neck of the woods?
We've been moving and grooving, getting new clients onboarded and getting websites set up, websites launched, ads going, having a fun time. I'm being kept busy, keeping my clients busy. So having a whole lot of fun over here.
Yeah. Nerding out, as we like to say. Nerding out in marketing, but
for sure.
So let's dive in. We'll do the formalities here, and I'm gonna introduce you to the world, which I'm excited about. You haven't been on the podcast yet, or one time you were on the team podcast.
That's right.
All right. Okay. Well, hey everyone, welcome back to the We Love Deck Builders podcast, your go-to space for real conversations, real strategies, and real stories from the leaders shaping the deck building industry. I'm April Edwards. I'm the owner and growth strategist at Deck Builder Marketers. We are your number one partner for success in the deck building industry. We don't just manage your campaigns, we drive your growth. We help you dominate and we ensure your thriving success. So today we have Jessie Champaign with us. Now, Jessie's been on the podcast one other time, and who in the heck is she? Jessie is our onboarding specialist here at Deck Builder Marketers. So we wanted to kind of peel back the curtain here a little bit and show you some of the things that she sees often when we get a new builder in that is really ready to grow. It's a true partnership, and Jessie is fabulous. If you look at our reviews on our Google business page, there are quite a few devoted to her, which is great. So she's kind of the first person that you will work with if you become a client of ours. And she is just full of intel, right? So I'm still in business development. I talk to deck builders all across the country all week long, and I really get to learn about struggles that you're going through, challenges, ways you want to grow and things like that, and help point you in the right direction. But Jessie gets to really experience helping you move to the next level, right? After you decide you're ready to work with a professional partner. So Jessie, hopefully that was a good intro. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm excited to jam with you.
For sure. I'm excited to be here.
Let's see. We have somebody that commented. It says debt collector is what it seems like. And guys, if you post anything here, make sure that you say your name because the handles are kind of hard, but you're on a green screen, my guy. I don't know. Looks like we have Haney here. Hello, Kevin, the handsome Viking. You haven't been here in a while. He says, no effing way. Apes is live again and with advanced notice time. So that must be why you're here. You met Kevin before, right?
I did. I did a little video with him when he won a big JBL speaker with what was that booth next door to us at Deck Expo in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that was fun. That was a cool giveaway that they were doing.
Yeah. The speaker, right? It's like bringing me back to the 80s with boombox, which by the way, I saw some people at it's, boomboxes are coming back. They're not as cool as they used to be in the 80s, but it was the boombox and they were playing basketball. And I'm like, it kind of took me back a little bit. So
I've even seen people with 3 or like portable CD players again nowadays, and they make them with speakers so you don't have to plug them into headphones anymore. The way the world goes kind of around in circles is so silly.
So we have excited for this chat. I love it. Thanks so much, guys. Make sure to say your name. We want to hear from you. Okay, so look, this is going to be extremely informative. So please stick around. Why are we doing this? Because it takes a partnership, right? Like if you are ready to move forward with your marketing, whether you do it in-house, you hire a freelancer or your cousin's brother's nephew or whatever, or hire a professional agency, you're going to have to put some work in, okay? There's no silver bullet. I wish there was with lots of things in life, but there are not. And what we really want to talk about today are some of the things that we see once you decide to take that next step, where deck builders fail, and they don't get as good of a return on their investment because of some of these things. So I want to explain kind of our process here a little bit. And again, let you know a little bit more about Jessie here, because she's going to be extremely informative. We've got somebody saying some really naughty words here on YouTube. It's distracting me. Can you see this? Who are you? Stop saying naughty stuff. Say your name. Someone's saying really naughty things. I can't show that. Okay. Anywho, naughty person, you're distracting me. So when after I talk to a builder, right, and they're ready to move forward with working with us, now all of this stuff applies to anything in your marketing growth, in your business growth, and when you get to that point where you've reached a ceiling, you're like, I want to grow. Things are stagnant, or I need more to feed the business, or I want to be more selective with the type of work that I get. Whatever your goal is, you're going to have to change, right? Like what you did before isn't going to work moving forward, and we're seeing this a lot, especially right now with the way that AI has changed things, and homeowners are extremely in control, more so than they've ever been, especially with AI and stuff like that. So anyway, what Jessie does is she asks a lot of questions, right? Do you want to kind of talk about a little bit of what you do in order to hold our guys' hands to ensure that their marketing system is set up and working for them to return the highest return on investment?
Absolutely. So as soon as on our processes, as soon as a new client comes in, they immediately get an email from me with an access form so we can get all the boring, account resolution stuff moving and grooving. But they also get a PDF we call our brand style DNA playbook. And in that PDF, and in your first meeting with me, we go through a long list of questions that have some things that you know and know well, which is like who you are and what you want to do, the services that you offer, the areas that you work in, but also get into the key details and the nitty gritty of how you want to be presented online, or what kind of phrases that you like to use a lot or phrases that you don't want to use at all. We've had somebody come through recently who does not like using the word pricing or costs or anything, and having people have that negative connotation around it in his content on his website. So getting that information and pulling it out so that we can make a very unique version of you on the website to broadcast to the world, because that's what we're really good is. We're not putting you into a box or building a box around you. I am using you to build the box. We are spending a lot of time getting to know you. I always tell everybody, when I started with DBM over 2.5 years ago versus now, I can speak so intelligently about the process of building a deck. And I would have never guessed, because all I do every day is talk to deck builders and understand their worlds and how that we can show that online, on their presence online, on their website, on their socials, on Google, on everywhere. So
okay, let me stop you. So Jessie's a talker. Okay, so I'm going to have to put on the brakes here so we can digest some of this. So the thing now, what I really want to focus on with what you said, and this is one component. If you guys don't get anything from this conversation, know that you have got to understand your brand positioning and how you want to represent your company with the content that you produce in your messaging. And that's really what she's trying to pull here, to figure out how, I mean, look, I say this all the time, but if your competition has the same amount of reviews as you, the same rating, and I mean, if you're producing the same type of work, like it can kind of look the same to homeowners. So at that point, what do they have to differentiate you from? Pricing, right? It's going to be price. And who in the hell wants to compete by price? But if you can do a really good job of with your positioning and differentiating yourself and telling your story, then you're going to relate to somebody from an emotional level, and it is going to separate you. Now, what is this all about? It's about instilling trust and earning that business before they ever even reach out. And that's why your positioning is so important. So we do have a brand strategy workbook, I think, in our growth hub. So if you go to deckbuildermarketers.com, you'll see the growth hub, and we've got so many resources on there that will help you. I recommend downloading that and filling it out. Jen, if you can put the link on the stage for that, that'd be great. But very helpful. So that's the one takeaway I want to bring to the table with this. Now, as far as some of the things that we see, I will tell you from experience, and then Jessie's going to be able to fill in the gaps, but we've had builders come to the table that do not put the time in. They do not sit here to think about how they want to position themselves differently. Now, we are here to help, right? But you know your business better than anybody. And so you really have to stop to think, what is your story? Now, we're going to pull those juicy nuggets to the surface, but we've had some people that don't even tell us the type of services that they provide. And you got to take the time, right? Like Jessie, we've had a couple of people say that they do certain, can you think of an example, like under waterproofing or something like that? And then it turns out they don't even offer that. And it's like, well, why didn't you take the time to like fully explain your business in the first place, right?
Yeah, we've had underdeck ceilings where we're writing content on that, and then it turns out they don't even offer that, or they don't have any kind of underdeck waterproofing or anything like that at all. Big one is we'll write content on Trex, and then after several months, we'll have somebody come forward and say, I hate Trex. I'm TimberTech all the way. And it's like, oh man, I've gotten like 5 blogs and 2 service pages all about Trex. It would have been so great to fill that out from the beginning with TimberTech because you're a TimberTech star.
Yeah.
So some people too haven't even had these decisions when they begin working with us or when they become working with an agency already, and working with them kind of forces you to think about, what do you want to specialize in? Do you want to be their number one deck builder for iPay hardwoods in the United States? Or do you want to be super loud and proud with structure louvered pergolas? Like, these are all different things that I try to pull out from you whenever you're working with us, and I try to encourage you too to think really deeply about, because that's how we're going to not only position you online, but also having those other name brands on your website is a really good opportunity for you to come up when people are searching. Obviously, Trex is a big name. It's the Kleenex of the deck world. So we want to make sure that you're coming up when they're searching Trex builders near me in Philly or St. Louis or wherever it is that you are. And we're building content around that structure and around those searches.
And because that's what people are looking for. So Trex does a really good job with their brand awareness and people know them. And so you do want to kind of talk about Trex on your website in some way, shape, or form, even if you don't use it, because people will search for it and you want to come up when they're searching. I want to stop for a second because we have some comments here. So I did add the link to the profile. So for any of you listeners, it's deckbuildermarketers.com/brand-strategy. So that's our brand strategy starter kit. Check it out and take a few minutes to, really be creative with how you envision your business so that it can be represented in that light with everything that you do. So we have DMG Hardwoods, Hardwoods here from York, Maine. Welcome. Please provide some, add some comments, questions, feedback, anything like that. And then Kevin said, the Handsome Viking said, it was the Regal Ideas booth with the massive bump box, Flare 8 Pro. Sounds like you've grown a relationship with this thing. And yeah, the first song was Ice Ice Baby, and he did the dance. I want to do the dance. I love it. Next time we see each other, let's do the dance together. Haney, are you going to be at IBS, by the way? I don't think you go there. I'm thinking about coming to, most likely I'll be at JLC. So let me know if you'll be there. Bobby says, I used to spend a lot of time in Portsmouth. Did I say that right? Portsmouth, New Hampshire. My brain's going too fast for my mouth. And then he also said, Jessie, what is the most valuable thing a potential client would know before meeting you? Should know before meeting you.
It's about them, right? The most valuable thing is what we're trying to position and trying to explain is who you are and how you want to portray yourself online and in the world generally. And there's so many different little key details and things to think about when it comes to building that whole persona all together. For example, like what's your goal? What's your end goal of starting your deck building business? Do you want to be, like I was saying earlier, the #1 iPay deck builder in the country? Do you want to be really close with structure? Do you want to be a name brand, like word of mouth known name in the St. Louis area? What's exactly what you're wanting to achieve, and how are the different ways that we can get there? And also, what are the things that are testament to you and your business? Obviously, it's going to be craftsmanship. Obviously, it's going to be professionalism and friendliness. Everybody says those things, but what makes you unique? What about your process is unique? Or do you offer those 3D modeling? Do you offer a free estimate, or do you charge a design consultation when you come out to people's homes and go over their projects they're wanting to know? Those are all things that I'm going to pull from you and that you need to be thinking of when you're getting everything up and getting everything ready to set up to portray yourself online.
Yeah. And I'll say that just to kind of relate it to the clients that you serve, it's really interesting how our businesses are very similar, even though we're the nerdy marketing people and you guys are the amazing artists, craftsmen. But when you go to a homeowner's house, like you have to kind of understand their vision and their goals in order to build a custom deck that meets their lifestyle. And it's the same with your marketing company. A lot of people don't realize marketing is more than just social media, but it's your website, it's your campaigns, it's it's your brand, it's all of these things. And so we have to pull that out of you too. So if you're ready to take your business to the next level, if you have growth goals, if things have stagnated, have a vision for your business, and share that with your partner so that they can really craft what they do to reach that goal, that North Star. We've got a couple of more comments here. Kevin said, profile picture, Haney Construction. Oh, fancy. I've heard you say some potty words, not on your podcast yet. Oh, you're funny. Okay. Oh, Luan's here. Deck Bros. Oh, no, this isn't Luan. This is Deck Bros Atlanta. Deck Bros in Atlanta here. Nice to have you, man. Ask us a question. And Oh, it looks like this one got sent twice. So I'm going to go ahead and put this link up again. So again, deckbuildermarketers.com/brand-strategy. So, Jessie, for builders, like what do builders usually think being ready to grow means, and where does that differ from what actually matters?
Everybody's ready to grow, right? Theoretically, everybody thinks the idea of, yeah, I'd like some more leads, I'd like to get some more projects, some more money in my pocket sounds good. But what not a lot of builders really understand is the commitment and the resources that takes. Obviously, if you're wanting to grow fast, there's going to be money involved. You're going to want to put some dollars behind Google ads, or some other kind of advertising, whether it's a local, out of the internet kind of thing with like mailers or a billboard, or online with Google ads, Meta ads, Bing, what have you. But there's also going to be the time commitment. For example, all of our clients, when they come in, and as it is for any agency, you can hire somebody to put together a website or run your socials for you. But if you're not providing them with high quality images of your work, how far can they truly go to showcase who you are? And so obviously collecting those images, giving away project information and that kind of stuff, so that whoever you have running those things for you is really truly set up for success. It's going to take some time. You can't just kind of give somebody away with a list of pictures. And if we only have 10 pictures to work with, your website, your content's going to start to look pretty stale and repetitive. But if you can give a good variety to your growth partner, and showcase all the different kinds of projects you do, not just decks, but all these different outdoor living structures, or maybe you also build some really cool retaining walls, or you'll work on docks, or you do some basement remodels when it gets too cold to work outside. These are all things that we not only want to see, but make sure we're showcasing adequately on all of the avenues online. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. And the biggest part of that is in the beginning with what April was saying, is thinking about your brand and thinking about all these key details of who you are and how you are, so that we can make sure everything is reflected accurately.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it takes a lot of time in the beginning, more so, but I've really been pushing for our guys, hey, at least spend an hour a month to look at your website and make sure that it represents your business today, and have your top projects on your website. Case studies, think of them as case studies. So you want to have before and after photos. We can do a rendering of your 3D, like we could do a video using AI of your 3D rendering transitioning into the actual final product, which is pretty impressive. And then, like, what were the challenges, things that are important for people to know. What materials did you use? What was the price range? If you have a review or a video testimonial of the homeowner, we could put that in. And so again, these are details that it's just kind of that, those small details that really make a big difference. And if you could take the time to provide that for your partner, that will really, I hate using the word elevate, but it will really elevate your brand and the impact of your marketing. So really, like, the takeaway so far is, I think a lot of builders they're really looking, they finally get to the place where they're ready to delegate with their growth, but you still have to share your business strategy. You still have to share your vision. You still have to participate, And one other thing I'll leave you with at this point is, I used to tell guys, look, don't stress out about it. Just give us, you can do professional photos later. Like, for now, let's get something up and running. And that's true. But I'm going to push to say, you need professional photos, because it really makes a difference. And Nadra will even say with the Deck Awards, like, the photos that are the pro and look the best. I mean, it just kind of goes without saying. And it's the same if you go on Zillow and look at some homes, and you could tell the difference between the ones that are staged and the ones that aren't. And I guarantee and we should get some real estate people in here, maybe talk about it. But I can guarantee that homes sell at a higher value when you stage them. And so it's worth the investment. Lots to talk about. We got some more comments here. Oh, yes. Okay. I was thinking the same thing. So Kevin has got a correction here. Tomato. So it's ePay.
Mm-hmm. It throws me off. I say it differently every single time. I've said iPay, ePay, IPE. Thank you. I've really got to hone in on it. ePay. Even though it starts with an I, you say it like a long E.
But I mean, I don't know. That's very, seems kind of, but some people say pergola and some people say pergola. So I don't know.
Tomato.
He also said, look, he's helping us with our English. By the way, Kevin is extremely intelligent. So whatever advice he has, I will take it. Portsmouth, New Hampshire. That's my neck of the woods, ladies. Still, it's ePay, Jessie. Giving us a hard time. I like it. Wait, what did Bobby say? He says e-commerce, ePay. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Good way to kind of keep in your head. Okay. What else do we have here? Jessie, it's never too cold to work outside. Dress accordingly. Summer is way too hot. Only so much clothing that can be taken off in the heat, but always more than can be put on in the cold. I'm a weirdo. Like, I want to live in a summer dress all year long. I prefer the hot versus the cold, but I think the majority of people prefer cold over hot because they can layer up.
I think it's you being from, the old North Ohio, where I'm here in the humid Texas heat.
Yes.
I can't handle it. And then it gets cold and I can't handle the cold either. Can we give me just a cool, even 68 and I'm happy?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, being from Ohio and like living in Cleveland, you've got Lake Erie there. And so when you walk outside, they call it lake effect snow. You walk outside and you're like, can't even breathe. It's so very cold. So I've been out here for almost 20 years now, and I still love San Diego just as much as when I came. I always say I put my time in Cleveland.
There you go.
All right. So you see a lot of builders in this initial growth phase. What's the most common mistake that causes momentum to stall before marketing even has a chance to work?
I mean, like I said earlier, it's that you've got to set your growth partner up for success. You've got to be collaborative, especially in the beginning. That's where obviously my specialty is, and that's where I was honing in on how long it takes. I tell everybody when they start working with me, I'm going to be the one that's really annoying. I'll be in your inbox more often because I want to make sure we have not just pictures of your stellar work, but I want to see your smiling faces. I want to see the smiling faces of your crew or your family online so that people, when they go to their website, can really connect with you. And then also, I ask a lot of questions, and it's over a course of several meetings. Not only do we go through your whole brand guidelines playbook and ask a lot of questions on your positioning for your brand online, I also do a whole interview for you as an author for your blog online, and so that we can really go to the background and talk about you as a person, as the builder or whoever it is that you want to be named as the author of the blog online, because it doesn't do anything for your marketing company to be listed as the author, but it builds your authority to be listed as the author for your own content on your website. So we do a lot to help further build your authority online. And some of that is fun, and getting to ask, what are your questions when you want to hang up your belt? Where do you want your company to be known for by that point? And it's just fun. As April said, I'm a talker. I love talking to clients and learning about them and learning all the different unique stories. Some of them are similar stories and some of them are really cool and unique. Sometimes you get a client that says that he's had a client come forward and say that his decks are so strong that you could land a helicopter on them. So finding those unique things out of the clients is just what makes my day so fun every day.
Yeah. One of my favorite new clients right now, and I love telling their story, and I hope that they're all listening to the podcast. That is Gulf Coast Decks. They just left us a really great review, by the way, but it's a husband and wife duo. I just think they're super cute together, and their story is awesome because they're, they're out there on the tools. I always say it sounds like you have an addiction when you're like on the tools and you get off the tools, but they're on the tools together. And just a really cute story, I mean, that resonates with people. And I'd rather give my money to, a couple like that versus just some mundane, like, not even, I can't even tell you're a real person, So I do. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people are scared to, it's interesting. It's like everybody, if you're a business owner and you're in business in some way, shape, or form, you kind of have to be some sort of an influencer these days, and people are scared. And I always tell people, look, you're going to stink at first when you start doing video on social media and stuff like that. But that's part of growth. If you don't look back 6 months, before and hate what you did, you're not growing. So anyway, I'm ranting. The point is Jessie's trying to say, get some pictures of you and your crew on the website, because we have another client from Ohio, and man, does he have a great look, Gabriel. He shows up, he's got like a dapper hat on and a nice, not a suit, like a vest and tie. And like, he looks very memorable, and branding goes a long way, and being consistent with that, showing up. I mean, there's a lot of people that will wear, like in our industry, they'll wear the like tennis shoes that match their brand, I wish I can remember his name. I feel so bad, but he's a roofer that I saw at Job Tread, and he spoke, and man, he was very memorable. He had a shirt and he wears it everywhere he goes. I mean, I'm sure he has multiple shirts, so they're not stanky, you know what I mean? But it's got his logo just repeated all over it, and it looks cool. Like, it's a nice shirt and it's very memorable. So don't be afraid. A couple more comments. So Solid Ground said, that's the Viking and Kevin. We will take the hot weather. So they're in St. Louis. And then and then Kevin said, all right, apes, Ron Burgundy, you know what San Diego means. So if anybody knows what San Diego means, according to Ron Burgundy, I know, but I'm interested to know if anybody else knows. So add it in the comments. You don't know, Jessie?
Nope.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, maybe we should have a whole Ron Burgundy live from San Diego episode here.
Sounds fun. I know who Ron Burgundy is, but it's been a while since I've seen any of that. So I'm not catching the references today. But going back to Gabriel with Deck by Design, he is a really cool story, because not only does he show up in a suit, but since working with us, he's grown his team, and his team, when they go to do job estimates, show up in a suit every single time. So I think that just goes really far to take who you are to the next level and do something that's memorable, because obviously that's going to stand out. How are you going to present yourself where you are more memorable than the other 3 random general contractors that a person has tried to get a quote from? You want to do something to make you stand out. So he's a really great example for that.
Yeah. And it's like it's standing out, being memorable. All of those things make such a difference, I think people take it. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. I love it. Yes. We got some bold people here. Okay, so hold on. Let me go back. Okay, yeah. So Kevin's giving us pronunciation again. Lady dudes, Tommy and Tara. Tara. He wants to. So I always do that. Tara. Tara.
I always, and I said it to her too. It's like terraforming, right? She's terraforming. Solid Ground is terraforming your backyard. They're putting the deck out there. So she's Tara, not Tara.
Yeah. So Tommy and Tara are in St. Louis, and they are with Solid Ground. Thanks so much for being here. Oh, well, okay. So Bobby's is a little PG, right? So he's got the Ron Burgundy Stay Classy, and he said, stay classy, Viking. It's so nice to have you again, Kevin. So Daniel said, always document your work, and it's the best gift you could give your marketing agency. we need to promote your amazing work. So give us pictures of it and tell us about it. Western Sky Design says whale's vagina. So there you go, Jessie. That's what it means. Now you're going to watch Anchorman.
I do.
Ron Burgundy's from Anchorman, and Anchorman's in San Diego. So,
That's
all right. Kevin says, I can show up in a suit. However, during the extreme heat, it'd have to be a birthday suit. Great idea, Jessie. Hey, great way to stand out, right?
Or you could wear the boxers with the hearts on them, right? Keep everything PG and covered, but still stand out.
So this is something that I think is really important to address. And it's like, I'll just give you kind of an example. So you're a builder, you've relied on referrals, word of mouth, partnerships, things like that for years. And that's been the case, especially like, I mean, I would say it changed a lot for companies in general pre-COVID, but for our guys, there was still a lot of that happening because your service was in such demand, but things have really normalized, I would say, since the end of 2024. And definitely now people are certainly seeing that referral leads aren't as strong as they used to be. And so what I want to say is there's a lot of builders that we talk to that come to me and they want to double their revenue. Makes sense. Who doesn't? But they've got no visibility. They've not put in any work in their marketing. They don't have good positioning. They don't have a strong website. And they really want to grow by double and not really spend much to do it. And so, you know, I was telling Jessie before this podcast that I'm in a position where I have to tell people what they don't want to hear all the time. But it's important, right? Because, you know, we don't want to be smoke and mirrors, right? And so one thing that I really see is that somebody finally decides that they're ready to invest, you know, 2 to 5% of their revenue goal in marketing, and they're expecting it to yield a return literally overnight. And I wish that was the case. I really do. I wish there was a silver bullet. But it's, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and it yields compounded results. So if you get your marketing system in place and it becomes a well-oiled machine, over time, you're going to spend less for your marketing and generate a lot more revenue. And if any, I mean, a couple of our clients are here. If you want to, you know, chime in and say anything about what that's been like, that would be amazing. But Jessie, for you, what expectations do you set around timing and results to, you know, steer a builder's mindset early on? Anything you could speak to that would be really helpful.
I go out of my way to not promise any numbers because you can't promise a number in this world. And unfortunately, I would say a lot of times if you've got an agency coming to you and say, I can guarantee you so-and-so amount of leads and so-and-so amount of time, they definitely sketch me out, because how can you guarantee your word with that kind of stuff? And there's a lot of different factors that are involved in things maybe going a little bit faster or taking a little bit longer than normal. So for example, how competitive your market is. Are there a lot of deck builders around you that you're having to specifically compete against? Obviously, not every company is going to be going after the exact same kind of clients. If you're going after high ticket, you know, projects that are going to be a minimum of $60,000 to $80,000, and you've got Jim down the street who's willing to take on a little, you know, resurface for 10 or 15,000, then those are completely two different markets. But Jim from down the street's probably not putting any money on ads, where John with the $80 deck builds on average is most definitely putting money in ads in
$80,000.
And so that's something to keep in mind, is how competitive your market is, and also keeping in mind, what are you starting off with? Do you have a good, robust website with a lot of content that has high keywords in it? Or are we going to have to start from scratch? Or are you going to have to do a full rebuild or build a website for the first time? I've had clients that come through that have not had anything up. They might have a Facebook page, or I'm telling them, hey, you at least need to put up a Facebook page because you don't have anything other than a Google business profile. But I've worked with tons of people who've also had very robust websites that were, rather than doing a rebuild, coming in and optimizing the content on the website to make sure that it is really written, not only for it to make sense and have that storytelling ability when people are reading through it, but also written in a way that Google likes, and Google's going to pull that content for searches.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. We got some more comments here. And Tommy, I could cry. if I don't know if this is Tara or Tommy, but one of them said from Solid Ground, DBM has been the silver bullet. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. You've been so great to work with. And so Tommy, Tommy shows up literally every time for our growth workshops. We call them growth workshops / masterminds. So we do a topic once a month on something in particular. This week we did, what homeowners expect in 2026. And then the following 2 weeks later, we'll do just an open mastermind where people could bring like their one thing that they need to solve in their business and everybody could mastermind together. And anyway, Tommy, I really do thank you for always coming. He's so full of wisdom. And he's just, to me, Tommy's like the model, of where everybody should be, because he has gotten his business to a good place to where he has people running it and taking care of things. And he's now able to give back in these ways, which is great. So at one point he told me his problem was trying to figure out what to do with his time now, which I'm like, well, that's a good problem to have, right? So Tommy, thank you so much. And I did just want to put a little shout out here. So solidgroundstl.com, if you're interested to see what Tommy and Tara's website looks like and follow them. They've got really great project pages up. They do a good job with, their photography and their positioning. And it's just been an amazing collaboration with Tommy and Tara, because they show up for their monthly calls, their quarterly planning. They provide feedback. And the thing is like, your business better than anyone. I mean, Jessie interviews the hell out of you in the beginning and really gets to know you. And as we work together, we understand your business more intimately. But at the end of the day, you're always going to know it better than we will or anybody will. And so being able to align your business strategy to your marketing strategy is extremely important. But if you don't show up, if you don't provide feedback, it's crazy. Like, we've had clients that end up doing like community service type of stuff, or they like are featured in certain local publications or news or things like that. And they don't tell us. And it's like, our job is to help you shine and to get the message out to the world. But if you don't tell us what's going on, like, we're not always going to know. So, yeah, I love that part of our job. Wouldn't you agree? I think a lot of our builders are kind of modest, and we get to bring the juicy nuggets to the surface and help them shine in a way that they might be uncomfortable doing on their own.
And it's so much fun. Like I said, I'm a talker. I get to hear about all the cool things, like O'Keefe built in Denver, building a deck for a therapeutic writing center. That one's always special to me because I actually got to be a part of the ribbon cutting ceremony and attend that personally in Denver. But those are all things that, again, make you uniquely you, that your growth partner wants to hear about, so that we can help you shine and we can help you set apart yourself from all of your competition online. Because how cool is that? How cool is it that you're at a place where you can donate the labor or donate the materials to some kind of local community service project, or even donating and sponsoring signs and t-shirts for your kids' baseball team. Like, let's share about that. Let's post on Facebook. Let's have a page on your website devoted to it. So people, when they're looking to see, why the heck am I going to work with so-and-so? Here's why, because I'm committed to the community, and we're committed to helping everyone, not just putting money in our pockets so that we can build decks, but watching the whole community grow. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it shows your devotion to the community, which will separate you. Look out for the deckbuildermarketers.com website. This year, we're going to be redoing it to really fit, practice what we preach, which is extremely important to me as the business owner here. We're going to be sharing our process and how we do things, and all of the really important questions that people ask, so that again, once you decide you're ready to work with a partner, you already fully understand what to expect. And it's just a matter of figuring out what that looks like for you, so make sure you check it out. Bobby said, what do potential clients need to understand about being a partner in growth and not just a digital marketing agency client?
So, I mean, as you can see here, I don't think April's used the word agency at all until now. Reading that, and there's a reason behind that. You can hire an agency to perform a function. You hire an agency to run some ads or to build you a website. But when you hire a partner, you're hiring somebody that actually cares about your growth, and they're committed to helping you achieve that growth, not just to put money in their pockets, because a true partner is going to celebrate you and celebrate the fact that you've hit your sales goal in September, or that you're getting all of these things done and you're getting to add more crews to your roster, or you're getting to finally take a step back and not be in the field every single time. These are all things your partner's going to celebrate with you and work with you and collaborate with you so that we can get those things achieved.
Awesome. Hope that's helpful, you guys. Let us know, for those that are here on the live episode. Daniel said, to double the revenue, we need to double the effort. I mean, it's the reality. It is. I mean, you get smarter, things get easier as you go for any business owner that's been in it for a while. I mean, when you're growing, like, you're going through different issues, more problems will come up. They're just different problems, right? And so, but you get to a point, where things become more predictable and you've got a super well-oiled machine, but it doesn't happen overnight. Well, Daniel says, we do miracles, but not at that level. Ha ha ha. So Daniel's our SEO expert here at Deck Builder Marketers. Kevin from Haney Instruction. That was interesting. Haney Instruction. Okay, Haney Construction. He said, solid ground, Tommy and Tara. I'll take that silver bullet and get Apes another cup of water. Oh my gosh, this is a whole story. We don't need to tell people about the cup of water story, everyone. Although she tends to disappear while you fetch her water after the after dinner event. Okay, that's another story. Okay, so he also said, and yes, Tommy is a model. He's so sexy for his shirt. So sexy it hurts. Man, I'm so glad to have you back. Where have you been? And then Tommy, is this Tommy here or is it Tara? Tell me. They said, we have had multiple marketing companies over the years before finding Deck Builder Marketers. Every time they tell us they need to rebuild our site. Every time we were left with another version of someone else's website designed in the style that they felt was right. It never felt like it really expressed our style or our build. When we met April, she mentioned that the website doesn't speak to anyone. She made that statement and it echoed around in my brain for a while. It was exactly, and I think it got cut off for some reason. I guess we're not used to having such detailed comments. So maybe, who says we should get Tommy on the podcast?
For sure.
We've been on the podcast before, but it's been a while. So Tommy, we're voting you in. Kevin from Haney Construction said, yo apes, it would be awesome to hear Mr. Ape's perspective on the process and work-life balance. Yeah, it's interesting here in the Edwards household. So we're both, business owners. I mean, his business got acquired from a division of Sony called The Orchard, which my other agency, Audition, serves the music industry. And so he's been really instrumental in helping us, get that business off the ground. We've been with his company since 2008. Got some really good case studies there, but yeah, it'd be interesting for both of us to talk about what it's like. I mean, I don't work with him directly anymore. My team does. He's still a client. But we get in the hot tub a lot and talk about business. It's interesting. It's kind of cool. So anyway, I kind of like that idea. I'll have to let him know. And so Tommy is here. It's Tommy that's doing all the talking here. He also said it was exactly how I'd felt. DBM rebuilt our site. They continue to build onto our site. Our website speaks to our potential clients. They nailed it, and it continues to grow. Tommy, thank you so much.
And I feel like, April, that really speaks to having a growth partner versus an agency. An agency, you'll hire them, they'll put the website together, and they might put some blogs up on it since then. Here, if you've been with us for a while, if your homepage needs a refresh, we're going to give your homepage a refresh. Sometimes you've grown as a company and we want to switch images out to showcase your different kinds of projects that you've been able to take on. Since we've been able to get you more clients and more cool and unique projects, you get to earn that opportunity to be picky and do some really cool stuff. So I think that really kind of speaks to it. So thank you so much, Tommy, for talking about how your experience has been working with us. Tommy's awesome to work with. Tommy and Tara are both awesome to work with. Before an onboarding specialist, I was just the CX rep. I was the gal that you talked to when you worked for DBM. So I've gotten to every client that's gone through has gotten to know me, and I've gotten to know them very well. And I feel like I personally develop a very deep connection with everyone. And that's another thing that sets us apart. I care about everyone, even when they're moved on and graduated to being an account manager. I'm still keeping tabs behind the scenes and seeing their growth. And it's like I'm watching all my kids grow up. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, it's really exciting to be a part of that journey, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So why builders lose momentum right after they decide to grow? With Jessie Champaign. I love your last name. So why builders lose momentum right after they decide to grow? I mean, there's a lot of reasons. What do you think the number one reason is?
It's that not willingness to put in the work, whether it's investing in ads or investing in a growth partner that actually cares to watch you grow and help you support, or supporting your growth partner with the things that we need in order to make you shine online. It's all of those resources and commitments in the beginning. And maybe you come in the beginning and you give us a bunch of pictures, and then your growth partner never hears from you again, or it's another 6 months before we get other fresh pictures, and we're having to recycle the same pictures that we got in the beginning. Yeah. That's not setting your partner up for success. And I know that motivation can come into bursts, and you feel really passionate and excited to something when you get started, but it's important to do what you can to maintain that, so your partner always has new information. You're on sync and in sync with them, given your service area or your service offerings. If you decide to offer a new service, say you've been doing regular wooden pergolas, but now you've gotten started to work with structure and you're wanting to offer those louvered pergolas, make sure your growth partner knows so that they can really make that shine and feature it on the website. And there's also nerdy stuff too, like interlinking opportunities and stuff. But just put in the work and try to keep the motivation to keep putting in the work. That's what's most important.
So we got to wrap up here. I want to know if a builder is listening and planning to invest in growth in the next 6 to 12 months, what should they focus on before they pull the trigger?
Who are you? How do you want to explain who you are? Like I said, go online and view our playbook together. And get to deep thinking. And you can sit there and talk all day long about who you think you are, but people are going to recognize those inconsistencies if you don't feel confident in what you're portraying. Be able to say at the drop of a hat, what is it that's most important to you, and who is it, and how you're going to serve me? Because if you don't have that over and over like a well-oiled machine, both online and offline, you're not going to come across as confident, and that growth is going to reflect that. So definitely that deep digging of who you are and how you are, that's going to be the key thing.
And I got to do a plug, the Deck Builder Marketing Playbook. If you sign up for a strategy session, here we go, you will get, I'll send you the book. But if you're listening, hit me up. I may just send it to you for free. So deckbuildermarketers.com/book. It literally goes over a lot of the stuff that we do. There's advanced strategies in here and starter strategies. So no matter where you are in your business, this book will apply to you, and this will help get you in the right, get you ready. But I would also say, just to kind of summarize, like, make sure you know what your goals are. And we help our guys with their numbers so that they're more informed and they can make informed decisions. Like, you should know what your close rate is. You should know what your cost per acquisition is, your average project price, and all of these things. And I can't tell you how many times I meet with guys and I'm kind of helping them figure this out during the strategy session, which I'm happy to do. You'll get tighter with your numbers as you go, but make sure that you know your numbers. Like, no matter what, always know your numbers. Focus on that. Make sure that you have really good pictures of your work. We're talking drone footage, really professional pictures. If you do lighting, do that golden hour lighting, and get reviews. So again, we have the Deck Builder Marketing Growth System, and it does all of this for you. We set it up for you and we manage it. Everything's hands off. We just need you to provide us information on your projects, which is really nice. So if you go to deckbuildermarketers.com/book, you could learn more about that. You could purchase the book on Amazon. And then if you go to the website, deckbuildermarketers.com, you will see the growth hub. And so there's just so much information in that growth hub, again, to really get you kicked off. You can kind of learn some things on your own and apply them. I mean, there's even an article that will tell you how to build your website on a budget. So check that stuff out. Let's see if we have any more comments. Let's see. Kevin says, please let Western Sky Designs know that San Diego is a whale's Audi, not a whale's innie. You're so funny. So anyway, yeah, Kevin, he forgot that he still owes me a podcast. So get your little butt on this podcast, okay? I hope I didn't miss anything. We do have to sign off. Jessie, thanks so much for being here. Want to have you on again. It's really helpful. And anyway, this is the first face you see if you work with Deck Builder Marketers. And so for those of you listening, Deck Builder Marketers, we help deck builders create marketing systems that attract the right clients and give you more control over your business so you can stay focused on what you do best. If you are ready to create a marketing system that actually works for you, book your free growth strategy session with me at deckbuildermarketers.com/growth. I will put the link here. And, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you subscribe, follow, and leave us a review. It helps us reach more deck builders, and it truly means a lot to our team. If you go to deckbuildermarketers.com/events, you will see all of our upcoming podcasts. We also give a little preview of the growth workshops and the masterminds that we do with our clients. A little bit of FOMO for you guys, but lots of really helpful stuff there. Really glad to have guests on there. We'll continue to bring on new guests. We had Eric Fortenberry from Job Tread on. And then any in-person events that we go to, you'll be able to see everything there. So thanks for tuning in. And as always, keep moving forward. Thanks.
Hey, deck building community. Enjoyed the show? Hit subscribe and give us your thoughts. We love hearing from you. Ready to level up your business? Visit deckbuildermarketers.com. Check out our services and let's build your success together. Don't forget to download our free guides. They're a game changer. Thanks for tuning in to We Love Deck Builders, and see you on the next episode.